What's up? It's G Blak with the final shot. This time, a little something for the male strippers and bodybuilders. Aniki, which translates to Super Big Brother, the retro experience with uniquely detailed sprite work and thematics that appear, well, quite camp. The apex of bizarre gaming during the 16-bit era. This is the first game of the series, making its debut on the PC Engine in 1992. An unusual STG with added zest. The series consists mostly of STGs, a fighting game, an RPG, and mobile spin-off games in its catalog. Initial impressions was a game made for a specific audience and part of the erotic genre of video games, but over time recognized as simply an odd series with lots of muscle and a mesh of weird imagery draped with oddly named characters and storyline. In fact, this mid-boss goes by the name Flying Tuna Yoshi. More like Fallen Tuna Yoshi. Boss fights could last a couple of seconds to less than a couple of minutes. You blink, you can miss the best parts of this game. The gameplay flows in a predictable pattern. Each stage has 3 mid-bosses, ending with a stage boss, all previewed before each stage over the course of 5 stages. The player consistently encounters these bosses at the same rate per stage, usually after the BGM finishes its first loop. The 2 main characters is Idaten, and my character of choice is the female god, Benton. The support characters with a hole in their heads are Samson and Adon. They assist the main character, delivering extra firepower. As I attempted to try to make sense of what's going on, it was my encounter with the first stage boss that I realized the concept of thinking, having thoughts, or any reasonable explanations are out the window in this game. It's best to just shut up and play. This series has more testosterone than Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, and Bolo Young combined. I selected the heroine Benton as my playable character in an attempt to add some estrogen to the mix. Show Aniki is often categorized as part of the Kosuge genre of games, which translates to crap game in Japanese. But the opinions of many, this is anything but that. And after playing this game, I concur. A more appropriate label for this game would be Bakage, which translates to stupid game. So the story goes, the game's antagonist, Builder Bote, the champion of the Great Galactic Bodybuilding Contest, Emperor of Planet Builder, feared the lack of protein and began invading planets, establishing protein mining camps throughout. Idaten and Benton, gods from the heavens, disapproved, beginning their journey destroying the camps as they traveled to Planet Builder to confront Bote, with the assistance of characters Adon and Samson. And this is where the game begins. During the journey, the characters collect what's described as protein to power up their normal shot, all while charging up a secondary shot, which is unleashed when you momentarily release the attack button. Both Idaten and Benton have different secondary shots. The support characters share the same laser beam shot as Idaten, the male protagonist, described as a more senior guy at the age of 8.2 billion years old, over half the age of existence itself. Benton is described as the younger god at the age of 2 years and 3 months old. Not with a figure like that. Maybe in God years. This monstrosity is one of the more challenging bosses in the game. Looks like a giant scratcher. It helps to use bombs, of course, for extra damage, which also aids in identifying a boss's hitbox. The game has a frustrating challenge due to its janky hitbox at times and unexpected attacks from bosses. But even on hard mode, this is one I recommend for beginners looking to get another 1 credit clear under their belt. The pace picks up a bit on stage 3. When you tap the screen clearing bombs button, your option characters go into a kamikaze mode. That's about it as far as this game goes when it comes to added strategy. The sequel, Show Aniki, takes a more strategic approach, introducing unique gameplay elements never seen in an STG, on top of an even more ridiculous visual experience. My research discovered that this entry just scratches the surface. Later entries tend to become more bizarre. It helps I started with this game to break the ice, warming myself up if I decided to attempt the other half of this collection. By the way, this is one half of the Nintendo Switch's Show Aniki collection, consisting of 2 games with updated features such as English translations, along with bonus content to explore. Those familiar with the STG, Gynog, or Jainu, also known as Wings of War, may know the similarities with Cho Aniki. Horizontal STGs, similar style gameplay with weird enemy designs. Brought to you by game publisher Messiah, the gaming division of NSC, which is a software behemoth based out of Japan. As confident as I may sound, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing these characters or names correctly, but you get the gist. Just calling it the way I see it. The publisher, Messiah, also has their hands on many other familiar games, including Battletoads, STG's Glade Lancer, and Hellfire, and various other titles unlocalized and localized. A strong catalog indeed.
Build up.
Seems the developers have a thing for locomotives. Probably the easiest stage boss in the history of STGs. I was preparing myself for a showdown. Alright, already on the 4th stage. Enough of the general chatter. Time to get personal. I intentionally avoided this game for 20 plus years due to its stigma and innuendos. It was an easy pass at the time as me and my crew of gamers were immersed into the fictional war, cyberpunk, sci-fi alien settings offered by developers like Irem, Compile, Taito, Konami, etc. Cho Aniki does contain some cyberpunk designs throughout that did appeal at the time, however. I gotta admit, my curiosity lingered over the years wondering how bizarre can this game be. Salute to the developers for their time and energy creating a game as bizarre as this. To this day, I still have no appeal in the confrontations with scantily clad characters or traversing through levels described as Sea of Men. As for the soundtrack, the catchy but strange harmonics are indescribable for me. Not sure what to categorize the music. This game was composed entirely by Koji Hamada, an artist I'm unfamiliar with, but salute to him and his works. The soundtrack outsold the game, even having a live performance during its popularity. Finally some eye candy. Not The fact that this game doesn't take itself seriously is why I kept playing. A reason why retro gaming is so refreshing. This boss was the most challenging in the entire game. It's like Zombie Elvis and Mara from the Shin Megami Tensei series had an offspring, creating something that's maybe part of the phallic lineage of demons. So how did I become compelled to commentate on this game? Well, games like No More Heroes, God Hand, and Catherine helped me discover that I have a thing for the odd left field types. And I believe those experiences desensitized me enough to finally give this a go. The final stage is the most challenging due to its non-stop wave of enemies and somewhat more serious tone. That's until you encounter the mid-bosses. At least this guy doesn't have to worry about leg day. Shout out to all parties, regardless of sexual preference, social status, and all protected social classes. No discrimination. This is just commentary spoken in jest. Ultimately, we're shooting nothing but love to all parties here on The Final Shot STG. Those enemies with the Knight's Helm are some of my favorite designs in the whole game, outside of the boss enemies. Not sure what the hell's going on here. It's about as clear as it gets.
Aniki.
Luckily, it's just a game, and I don't have to witness something as atrocious as this. IRL. The corridors on this last wave presented a new challenge. I initially aimed for a one life clear, but the environmental hazards began to aggravate after so many attempts. My patience was growing short for this game. Caught my first death in this section. Luckily, the player responds right away with a brief interruption, followed with a slight downgrade in firepower. And now, the less than anticlimactic final confrontation. Champion of the Great Galactic Bodybuilding Contest. Yeah, right. Well, I hope you made it through this journey and maybe have a different perception of the game as I did. Enjoy the ending. I'm Blak. Next time, peace.